One thing I want to emphasize is you should not have to reload the web page, ever. And by ever, I mean except for at the start. When the web page first loads in the browser, that should be the only time the URL ever changes. And thereafter, there's only posting going on in the background by the JavaScript. You're never going to change the URL or do a GET request. Therefore, the page shouldn't reload. Things should just be happening under the covers. Does that make sense? So that's what Ajax is all about, is using secret posts behind the scenes to make stuff happen. Okay. I have this window for a chat window here. Did you know if you press Control-U to look at the source, where is it? There it is. Please feel free to paste this block into your code. So I've already written the HTML you need for a chat window, so if you're going out and trying to design a chat window, you're working too hard. Just copy mine. There you go. And go paste it into your code somewhere. So here, blink, blink. How about right there? Now if I run my program, look, I've got a bunch of stuff and a chat window. Wow, now there's too much stuff. In fact, I don't want all of this extra stuff with the turtle. Go delete that. By the way, if your final program says, here's a picture of a turtle, and there's a picture of a turtle, come on, people. I mean, take control of this program, right? Don't just turn in. I mean, yeah, that's not going to disqualify you from getting credit, but please have a little more control than that. At least, you know, personalize it somewhat to some degree. But here's a chat window. Suppose I say something and I press send. Should I add it to my chat window immediately? Notice right now it just says the connection was reset. Because this form is designed to actually do a change of the URL. That's not what we want. In fact, let's go look here. Oh, hey, it's actually set to call a send message function. Now, I found an example somewhere that says you're supposed to say JavaScript : send message. I don't know if that's better. Oh, is it action? Yes. Oh, you say action equals JavaScript : send message. Then when you press enter, it actually calls a JavaScript method called send message. Let's see if that works. I'll just make a send message function here. And I'll just alert, hi, I am send message. So if I see that, I'll know it worked. Ready, kill my server, build it. In fact, I don't even need to rebuild because I only changed the HTML file. But here I am. Let's try it. So I come down here and I say, hi. Feeling really creative right now. I just press enter and hi, I am send message. It worked, yay. So I can now send a message and it gets sent to, what's this? That's garbage. When I pressed enter, it actually called this send message function, which went up here. What should really happen in the send message function? Yeah, well, you could update the chat window. I think I like, in this case, I think a little lag is better with the chat, because when I see it appear in the window up above, I like to know it's actually reached the server, and so everybody's got it. So here's the way I recommend we do it. The only thing we do is we compose a message to the server here that says something like, well, let ob equal blah, ob dot new message equals, and now we need to get the message out of our form. How do we do that before? I have an ID equals message thing here, and I used that. Let's add an ID to our text. In fact, while we're at it, let's get rid of these ones. Goodbye, picture of a turtle. have this ID equals my message. I'm going to say link equals MSG. And then I'll post to the server my ob. How do I do that? JSON string is stringify the ob. I'll post the JSON string, and then I'll call my callback. Okay? Now, if I wanted, I could use a different callback. I don't always have to use CB. That could be I could use my send message callbacker if I wanted, right? And then when the server replies to this one, it'll end up in the callback for that. Or I could just have one callback function that handles everything, if that's the way you prefer to write your code. It doesn't really matter how you do it. This is just where it's going to go when the server replies. And maybe I just want to ignore what the server says anyway, so I could just make a bogus function. Let's do that. Function bogus. But it has to take a parameter. Response. There, bogus just ignores whatever the server says. Because all I'm really doing here is I'm trying to post my message to the server. I don't know if that's even going to work, but let's try it. I'm sure I made a mistake. But here I am. Hi server, did you get this? Send. Do you think the server got it? Let's go look at the server logs. Client said, Ajax handler, blah, 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 new message, empty string. Did I? Okay. Obj is equal to nothing, that's true. A message is get the message. Ob.newMessage is equal to the message. So that should have created a new message field in ob. Stringify the ob, send it.
In your say hi function, you did message.value when you're storing into the object instead of just message.
Ha ha ha, I bet you that was it. Let's see if that does anything. Java main. Can you hear me now? Send. Oh, the server got it. Can you hear me now? See that? Okay. Well, I would like the server to now respond by putting this can you hear me now message in the inbox of both clients. And then I'll set all of my clients so they're periodically going to ping the server saying, what's new, what's new, what's new. And when the client gets a message from the server, it will then add it to the chat window. Does that make sense? That way, if I say it and I click send and it pops up here, then I know it went all the way up to the server and came all the way back down and the whole system's working. And basically, my assignment's just about done. Follow? Okay. Is there anything about this assignment that's unclear at this point? Yeah.
So like move the Mario and the Goomba, do you want us to use, should we just like put a Mario and Goomba like just on there, or do you want us to do like actual like our game?
So in HTML, see how these things are, these are form elements that create a chat window and a field. There's also an element in HTML called a canvas. And you have a canvas in your previous assignment. Basically, there will be a canvas on here somewhere. Now, in my opinion, the coolest thing would be to make a table, and the left side of the table has the canvas and the right side has the chat window, because then you've got the game and the chat window side by side. Isn't that how games usually are? But then again, that's HTML, and this is not a design or art class. I don't care how it looks. But somewhere on this page, there will also be a canvas, which is basically a window where you can draw stuff. And in that canvas, I would see a Mario. Basically, the canvas, it should basically be your previous assignment. You just stick it in there somewhere. And there should be a Mario and a Goomba in that canvas. And if I press the arrow keys, they should probably move. Yeah? Yeah, so that's going to be an ID-based thing. You see how my client knows its ID? So I'll have some logic in my controller that says, if you press the arrow key, if my ID is 1, move Mario. If my ID is 2, move Goomba. If my ID is -1, do nothing because I haven't figured out who I am yet.
Does that mean we should change the controller to the same?
Yeah, there'll just be it's just an if statement. You're going to switch on your ID to decide what happens when you press your left or right arrow keys.